Brother Bilal. Yeah, that's Brother Bilal right there. Just talking about you, man.
You're a soldier in the army.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're up.
Dash, D-A-S-H.
Dash?
Dash.
Like Damon.
Oh, like Damon Dash? Damon Dash need to come to the table.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Shouldn't be hard to get him. Well,
You ought to.
we stay busy.
I was about to say, because I'm going to see the name you want to say.
We stay busy.
Pleasure to
We,
meet you.
we forced him to the table.
So, having posted your several videos, you know, I'm getting some good responses. And I don't shy away from the graphic. I mean, they need to see that. They need to hear it. They need to know. You know, I'm energized and I'm blessed to be in your presence, bro. Because you are, and what you represent in terms of not cashing in on the opportunity presented by this surge of death being prevalent in our community. I say our community because it is our community. It's both of our communities. And coming back and saying, you know, what can I do to slow it down? What can I do in the humanity of what's going on? I'm just energized and blessed to meet you and want to further spreading the word because we're hurting. This community is hurting and we need help. You know, and I don't know. I don't have the answers. I know you don't have all the answers, but I'm certainly sure that between those that will come to the table, sit down with us and discuss what it is we think we can do, put together short-term, intermediate, and long-term strategies for addressing the peripheral issues that feed the ultimate, which is this violence and death that's being sown in our community, by offering and challenging those for better educational opportunities, better opportunities for employment, and better opportunities to think better of oneself, raising self-esteem and so forth, and just addressing the issues of being human. You know, because a lot of this stuff we're seeing is inhuman as far as what we're doing to one another in this community. That's why I'm here. That's why I welcome you and hope that we can come to some sort of an accord.
When you say you think about it, I know that you see me like out there putting, you know, that's my passion. That's what I do. But this brother here, through the vision, how he, you know, directed me as far as that video that you see, that was out of brainstorming, out of his mindset, out of his mind was birthed that. But to just saw my energy, because that's what I do, you know. But he put the piece together, and it was a very beautiful piece together. His brother's awesome when it comes to that videotape and filmmaking and all that. You know, that's what everybody look for, you know, as far as the young generation, you know, and he's doing very good work, the documentaries, everything.
Communication is so key, you know, and if we don't take advantage, I feel sorry for the people that have still yet to sign on and get on social media, whatever nomenclature that they're looking to or not getting, participating on, as dinosaurs, because this is the new wave. Being able to touch folks around the world at the end of your fingertips at a moment's notice. You know, a lot of these things that we're experiencing right now, they're not new. It's just that we have instant access. You know, we're getting the information so quickly, and that it's somewhat overwhelming for some people. You know, they just can't work with it and can't deal with it. You know, but you need to catch up. You need to get over your fear. You know, and get on board and start sharing and learning. Being part of
the best camera people in the state, right there.
That's the main thing as far as like just my brand, you know, just being a direct connection with the youth, and being able to show you analytical numbers of the kids that tuning in. Because just talking to the street doctor, I don't know if y'all know the street doctor. Just talking to him and just talking about his story and just watching it from an informational standpoint, understanding the history, understanding the lineages, if you're going far back as Kemet or Egypt, and then talking about the 60s, and then going so forth. So you're dealing with these kids and you're dealing with their mind, being that we missed the lineage, being that some of these kids never seen a father, or don't understand the language, because ignorance is a language. So when you go out and you touch the blocks and you see these kids, whether it's gangs or whatever their mindset is at and stuck on, they're totally speaking a whole other language and people don't relate, so that's just what I did with my brand, as far as interviewing everybody they look up to. So I'm respected in that media world, and with doing the videos and connecting to them and connecting to their languages. And that's what it's about, because you talk about war, whether you're talking about weapons or you're talking about subliminal messages and TV content, you're talking about how do you tap, not only with that video, his video, I think 3 weeks now, 14,000 views. So you talk about a bullet, whether it's information or if you're talking about food, vitamins, or whatever the case. If you look at the comments, some of these kids never heard a man speak like that, never heard a man speak like that, never heard that message. Because a lot of times, me working with all kind of people, we working with doctors, lawyers, whether it's church people, whether it's all vast people, and then working with the gangbangers, I hear all languages, and they need help, and they crying for help, and work with the church people, but it's a disconnect in language, it's a disconnect in, you don't understand, I gotta blow this person's head off because I'm hungry, and I'm really hungry, and I get judged, and I'm not getting a job, and I want to go to jail because it's comfortable. I want to be ignorant because after you wake me up out of my ignorance and you preach to me, you don't have nothing else for me. So you can talk to me all day. Are you going to feed me tomorrow? Are you going to feed my family? You go to some of these Newark bandit houses and a kid going to school and you say, oh, go tell your mother, and there's no mother, and they got to go home to this bandit house and take care of 2, 3 brothers. And it's the realities you can't imagine. I was doing a documentary in New York, and it was a teacher that brought the kid to me, and it was a kid that was 7, 8 years old, and the teacher said he came every day early, smelling like feces, this, that. The mother sold them to drug dealers to be a stash spot. They used to stash drugs on them and just have them sitting out there. But this kid came to school every day, came early, was dedicated. Only thing with that, now we shoot this kid, and whatever the case. You talk about putting people's life on the line, and you talk about altering people's life, but whether you talk about calling the cops, you talk about that, it's a system inside the system inside the system. The money and the economics is the struggle. Violence is like talking to people in St. Louis, talking to people in Chicago. That's the thing with the internet. It allows me to connect to people all around the world. And it's going to keep happening because we don't have a financial infrastructure to compete with the money that's being made off of death. We don't have the finances to compete with. If we was right here, we was businessmen, and we said, what do we want to invest in the urban inner cities? The biggest economic boom is violence. Let's invest in the ambulance. Let's invest in the funeral parlors. So this is how they come into our communities, because we don't, whether you're talking about the YMCAs or the youth centers or whatever you're talking about, nothing's competing for people to come invest in anything else but death. Because that's what the young people are consuming, not because they want to, because it's normal. There's nothing wrong. I shot a documentary with an organization called the IYO. 7 kids, interviewed 7 kids in June. Middle of July, 4 of them was dead. 4 of them was dead. And when I went to talk to the kids after the interview, I'm preparing to go see these kids be shot, be numb. They was up there playing the video games. Like, it's not a reality. There's nothing wrong with them killing each other. They don't get the perspective that me and Muhammad brought, that this is the end. They don't get it. They don't get when we blow your head off, you're done. You're dead. Somebody's crying. They don't get it. It's a total.
I hear you, but I'm having such a difficult time understanding why they don't get it, because it's maybe it's because I'm a couple of generations removed in terms of my experience, and I don't know what it is really.
I can explain it to you. You ever go in the stores and you see the phones without the SIM cards, without the information? Those phones are just bodies. So you take a computer can only act what the programs you put in it. You talk to these kids, they're missing the information you have. Me being a kid, graduated, 17, couldn't read, write, foster home my whole life. The information that I hunger for, I understand. So what you get and the information you know that allows you to have emotional wisdom and knowledge is blank. They don't get it at all.
Peace, brother. Keep.
Somebody's losing their hat here. Somebody lost their hat.
I mean, there's a war, there's an ideological war going on
How are you?
in our community, man.
Good to see you.
And it's important, man.